Welcome everybody! This is a fast counter-attack. Boca takes the lead. Lost it.
Welcome to episode 2 of the Golimetry audio documentary series. This edition is the second part of my description of the Copa Libertadores. Today I'll be discussing how the Copa Libertadores gives a platform for youngsters to dazzle. I'll talk about the tactics and style of football used in the contest, the format in brief, and more on watching and following this wonderful top-flight club football competition. So let's get into it. The Copa Libertadores is a tournament where South American wonder kids emerge onto the world stage and where older legends and icons often return. Ronaldinho! South America has produced and continues to produce many of the world's best football players. A great many of these have featured in the Copa Libertadores. A distinct facet of the Copa Lib is that it gives young and upcoming players a space to shine, a space to develop within a peak football competition, and a taste for the pressure that Copa Libertadores football involves. Players like Pelé, Coutinho, René Higuita, Cafu, Hernan Crespo, Zico, Roberto Carlos, Ronaldo de Lima, Ronaldinho, Neymar, Luis Suarez, James Rodriguez, Sergio Aguero, and Gabriel Jesus all played as youngsters in the Copa Libertadores throughout the years, and their abilities in the Cup helped bring them to greater fame. Neymar! A wealth of players have in recent years stepped onto the bright stage that is the Copa Libertadores and have played well enough there to be scouted and signed by European teams. This year, that is 2021, midfielder Gerson moved from big Brazilian side Flamengo to French side Olympique Marseille for a fee of €25 million, that is $30 million. He helped Flamengo win the 2019 Copa Libertadores.
Flamengo have won the 2019 Copa Libertadores.
Another player, midfielder Ezequiel Palacios, who played for River Plate against Flamengo in the same final, went, in 2020, to Bayer Leverkusen for €17 million, that is $20 million.
Palacios for River.
The young Brazilian midfielder Arthur, who helped Brazilian side Grêmio to their 2017 Copa Libertadores triumph, is another worthwhile example. In the 2017 final, he played so well in the second leg, despite retiring injured after 50 minutes, that he was awarded player of the match.
Arthur, ganhando mais uma pro Grêmio. A torcida gosta. Gomes, na dividida com Arthur.
In 2018, Barcelona signed him for €31 million, or $36 million. He made his European debut in July of 2018.
Something superb there from Arthur. The new boy from Brazil, 21 years of age.
In 2020, he signed for Italian side Juventus for €72 million, or $85 million, and he has gone from strength to strength since he first appeared on European soil. Gabriel Jesus, the Brazilian forward, played for Palmeiras in the 2016 Copa Libertadores, putting in 4 goals in 5 appearances. This helped his star rise, and in 2017, he signed to Manchester City for €33 million, or $40 million. As of 2021, his market value is €54 million, $64 million. It's great to watch young players with immense talent and potential, especially when they're under-recognised by most fans, and you can see these prodigies learn and polish the skills that will take them to the world stage. You can, by following the Copa Libertadores, scout these players within the competition and try to identify those who will go on to become international superstars. The list of brilliant young Copa Libertadores players in the current contest would be in the hundreds, far too many to list here. Keep an eye though on the Golimetry YouTube channel, as well as the website, golimetry.com, and the Twitter and Instagram pages. Keep listening to the podcasts. In all of these places, you'll find engaging stories, information, statistics, updates, and more regarding, among other things, the young wonder kids playing in the competition. A strong focus of Golimetry is the rising stars of the Copa Libertadores. So what about the tactics and the style of football played in the Copa Libertadores? Central to many teams in the contest are pacey wingbacks, fast, flexible wingers, midfielders who can shift in any direction, often as advanced or roaming playmakers, or a duo made up of a roaming playmaker aside a more defensive-minded midfielder, and creative strikers. Yet teams in the Libertadores are, compared to teams playing in Europe, less structured and sometimes less disciplined. The players are allowed more positional freedom. Tactical arrangements can be flexible, allowing quick transitions from defense to attack, and players often shift into multiple roles. This bears some similarity to the European total football style of the past. This freedom derives in part from a lack of early career specialization. In South America, it's reasonably common to see players who started as defenders change to midfielders or even attackers as they progress within the game. Many players, as youngsters, learned how to play football well within a range of different positions, so they don't lose their abilities in these spots even when, at the higher levels of the game, they're trained to play in specific positions. While they might be less honed in their older spots on the pitch, they still tend to remember and can still usually play in these roles and areas.
Looking for more, and they got it. It's a pair of goals from the center backs.
Someone like Gabriel Jesus, a 21-year-old Brazilian who plays for Palmeiras and a prodigy of colossal potential, can play both in the midfield, on the wing, and even as a right back. And he plays these positions pretty much equally well. That's not a rarity in the Copa Libertadores. Stylistically, Libertadores games involve more emphasis on individual brilliance and involve a more flamboyant, free-flowing, fast-paced style of football. The style of play has been described as run, dribble, shoot.
The step, the stride, the strike, and he rolls it in past the diving keeper.
It is football with tempo, creativity, and agility. At times, play can seem erratic, wayward, even combative. A wild kind of football, as it's been labelled. This owes to the players' enthusiasm, to the heart they show, and also to the aggression sometimes exposed by overexcitement and passion for the game. Matches typically involve frequent runs, quick passes, lots of dribbles, lots of shots, and attempts to exploit space to score goals through penetrating attacks.
This is a beautiful run, but it's a better pass. Fabulous football.
Players use clever maneuvers, tricks, and guile. While teams using the high press and high line of engagement can have trouble in defense or have their defense rapidly exploited, this is not always the case. Many teams are disciplined enough or experienced enough to know when to press, when to absorb, and when to return to a distinct formation in defense.
And look where River Plate have pressed, nearly winning the ball again.
Still, it is by no means true that every game involves free-flowing football and an attacking emphasis. But such football has become a tournament hallmark. Why? Because of the grace, originality, and offensive style played by great players like Pelé in great teams throughout the contest's history. These icons often influenced how South American players and managers viewed football, and so this type of play became stamped onto the Copa Libertadores. But again, it is by no means the only style. Sides have and continue to play combinations of styles, including slower and more disciplined football. Because crowds are gone in the current edition, the games can be a little less boisterous as players do not succumb to the need to appeal to audience expectations. The games are more closely tied to the manager's tactical playbook. But the football is still excellent, and offensive, fast attacking play is not muted by the fans' absence, only perhaps adulterated or employed more in accordance with the manager's desires. The format of the Copa Libertadores, in brief, can be described like this. There are 32 teams in the group stages. 28 teams enter directly to these group stages based on their performances in their domestic leagues, domestic cups, or through performances in the previous year's tournament. Another 19 teams play for the 4 remaining group stage spots via a sequence of 3 qualifying stages. The qualifying stages usually occur early in the year, around February. Once the 32 group stage slots are taken, the group stages are played. These games are usually around April and May each year. There are 8 groups of 4 teams. Each team in a group plays each other team twice, once home and once away, for a total of 6 games per group. Group winners and runners-up enter the round of 16 and are ranked and seeded according to group stage performance. The round of 16 is the first knockout round. Sides compete in 1 home and 1 away leg match. The winners progress through to the quarterfinals, which are played in the same 2-legged fashion. Teams continue to the semi-finals and then to the final. The Copa Libertadores final is a single game played at a predetermined venue. From 1960, the final had been a 2-legged tie, but that ended after 2018. Now, the final is a single match. The winner of the final is crowned Champion of America, and the team name and year is engraved upon the hallowed cup, the Copa Libertadores trophy itself. So, hopefully, over the course of these 2 episodes, I have described the contest well. It is truly a delight to behold. And while I've compared the Copa Libertadores with the Champions League, and such comparisons are probably common among fans of the game, in my view, neither competition is better than the other. They are different. Not better, not worse, but very different. However, if you've mainly been a fan of European football, the craziness of the Copa Libertadores is incredibly engaging. The volatility, the intensity, the wonderful exhibition of light and colour, the hymns and songs, and the culture itself. At times it is almost mad, with the passion igniting wild, remarkable behaviour from fans, players, managers and staff. The passion, the atmosphere, the unpredictability, the upsets, the wonder kids, the styles and tactics, they all come together to give a football tournament that is a true phenomenon, a tournament like no other. The Copa Libertadores is magical. It is at its most magical when crowds are in the stadiums, but it is still magical without their presence. It is possessed of a sublime, enchanting wonder, a wonder born of the place that football holds in South America, a wonder born of the history of the game on that continent, a wonder that truly eludes commercial control and that settles over football pitches from Tierra del Fuego to Punta Gallinas, from north to south, east to west, from the fabulous glittering cities to the starkest, smallest villages, from the ancestral competitions which came before the Copa Libertadores, yet helped give rise to it, from the players of old, the teams they played in, all the way through to the matches of the modern day. Without question, the Copa Libertadores is the most beloved club football competition in South America. But for football fans anywhere in the world, it is a tournament worth knowing, worth understanding, and worth following. So how then do you follow it? And how do you watch it? To watch full games, check livesoccertv.com for listings in your nation or local area. I'll link that website in the description for this episode as well. Many TV networks carry some games, and there are different streaming networks that carry the games as well, depending on where you live. But to learn about the competition, and to become truly immersed in its history, its great moments, and the current matches, just follow Golimetry in all its forms. Golimetry will give you a great welcome and a great method of understanding and enjoying the Copa Libertadores. Following the Copa is a way to be involved in a football tournament with a near religious fervour, a competition that is the pinnacle of a culture which worships the game. A tournament that'll hopefully become, for you, an obsession and a dream. Thank you for listening. Keep following Golimetry, and it won't be long before you are a true Copa Libertadores fanatic.